if the next step of food freedom has to be built, then eaters of food and producers of food, ecological movements and movements of gastronomy have to come together. And that is how the idea of Terra Madre as a sister event of the Salone de Gusto came to be.
Vi invito ad accogliere il Presidente della Commissione internazionale sul futuro dell'alimentazione e dell'agricoltura, Vandana Shiva.
Fellow Earth citizens, children of Terra Madre, my loving greetings. And to the city of Turin, its mayor, the region of Piemonte, its president, the Italian Republic, its leaders, thank you for hosting citizens of the Earth Republic. I am sure all of you feel like I do, that we are creating another world, a world beyond the Washington consensus, or should we call it the Washington fiction? The fiction that imagines that $3 trillion of fictitious money moving around the world is the real wealth. The fiction that assumes that creating war undemocratically is democracy. In India, we deeply believe that this amazing universe and this amazing planet and this amazing Earth is connected through the web of food, the web of life. Food. Everything is food, and everything is someone else's food. That's what connects us. We are food. We eat food. We are made of food. And our first identity, our first wealth, our first health comes from the making, creating, and giving of food, good food. In fact, we have an Upanishad that says, if you give bad food, you sin. The highest dharma is the producing of food in abundance and the giving of good food in generosity. I also believe Terra Madre is the birth of a new freedom movement on a universal scale, where, as we were just told, nothing should be more than human life. Nothing should have more value than human life in order to be able to push human life to indignity, degradation, and extinction. The reason we are creating food freedom because we are being pushed into, and many places living in, a food fascism. Food has become the place for fascism to act. From the seed, where seed is being patented and being turned into the monopoly property of a handful of corporations, with 95% of genetically modified seeds controlled by one corporation, Monsanto, which then uses the fictitious democracy that creates a World Trade Organization, the financial conditionalities of the World Bank and IMF, to force us to give up our seed freedoms, to give up our biodiversity, the richness of our resources, and reduce us to biodiversity serfs. In India, as the new genetically modified seeds have been sold and moved in the areas where the corporations have started to control the seed supply, hundreds of thousands of farmers have become indebted and ended their lives with suicides. 140,000 was our last count. The profits of Monsanto are becoming a value higher than human life, and we have to change that. But it is not just in the seed, it's in methods of production. There is fascism. You cannot not use GM seeds. Europe made the choice to be GMO-free. And the World Trade Organization was used to tell Europe, you will have to grow and eat this rot. But WTO itself is dying. It's in intensive care as we know it. Russia has just said it won't join. I think this moment of WTO in intensive care needs to be used by us to tell that fictitious world capital, your immoral rule is over. What we have been building in Terra Madre is unique. It's unique because it is the defense of the local through a global alliance. It is a defense of diversity through a coming together. And this is not the end of this Terra Madre, it's the beginning of that new freedom revolution. Thank you.